You are in a pit of rants. This one's for Artoria, who says, rant about whether gender exists or not.
I think it's Ben here.
Oh.
They don't ring the doorbell anymore, so I have no idea.
Yeah, why the fuck don't they ring the doorbell anymore? Alright, well, I'll finish this up real quick and then eat Chipotle. Rant about whether gender exists or not. This is a very philosophical question, because what do we mean by exists? Like, gender definitely exists in as much as it is a concept that affects the way that people think. It is something that, you know, that people internalize and construct their identity in response to. So, does it exist in, like, a physical sense? No. There is no such thing as, like, you know, you physically have a sex as a person, but your gender is not something that exists in a solid state anywhere. It is something that is a self-conception, and, you know, ideally would not even necessarily factor into any of your decision-making. You know, it should be considered descriptive rather than prescriptive. And if it is going to be considered descriptive, then you would have to, you know, look at every single individual person and then categorize them all into sort of Gelboru tags of, like, what traits they have, and then decide to put names on those, which is essentially what Tumblr did. That's, like, sort of how this whole trans and identity movement started. But a lot of people have kind of moved away from that and kind of viewed it as, like, okay, well, this really all boils down to, like, 5 or 6 actual, like, you know, mental conditions that just represent, or, you know, that people will have very different explorations and understandings of, you know, but, like, that's also important for everybody to find their own individuality and to express it, but then to also understand, you know, how they relate to other people, where they fit in, and what needs to be done to make it so that they can have a better time fitting in, you know. So does gender exist? Yes. Should gender exist? That's another question. And I don't have the answer.